That's right, folks. It is Tuesday. It's vidIQ. It's channel audit time. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to vidIQ, the YouTube tool, the YouTube channel, and the YouTube Learning Academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. We are creator obsessed, helping you to grow your channels. And every single week, what we do is invite all of you to join our community hall to share your channels and allow us to, I'm going to make sure I get this right, constructively add criticism, opinion, and advice that will grow your channel. As always, I could not do this with my regular guests and also a mysterious one this week who is joining us here. And here he is, Mr. Silhouette Man. Please introduce yourself. You are truly terrifying.
Oh, it's just me.
Yeah, that was
right.
Dan. Oh, that was really disappointing. But you look really cool for a second there. And we're actually going to talk about how you did that a little later on with a segment that now has an intro. And I'm really looking forward to sharing all of that with you soon. And of course, we have Travis, who's in the house. As always, say hello, Travis, to our awesome community.
I can't do the cool things that Dan does, which is weird for me to say. I mean, I can pronounce names right, but I can't do a shadow thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, but you got a vidIQ background. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, that's what everybody wants. That is all of a rage. Let's do some channel shout-outs then, and I'm going to go back to Dan first. This is your moment to shine, your moment of glory. Ooh. Who are we saying hello to this week?
A lot of people, Rob.
Good
lot
start.
Of people here.
Good start.
Yep. There's there's random facts. General Levis, Slavgard. I think I got that one right.
Yeah, you did. I think that's right.
Isa. There's Smart Donut, but I think they spelled it all wrong, so I'm gonna just improvise. Fanta Boy, sort of. Bowie. Yeah. Game Master, and Prince's Crazy Vlogs.
We need a bit of like tumbleweed that just blows past on the camera when you're announcing some of these. Travis, come on, let's add a bit of energy and excitement into these channels. Who are we saying hello to?
Let's go. It's Bad Lori. We got Karen Beckman. We got Apple O in the house. I am cool. You know, I'm not just saying that. That's actually someone's name. Dr. Pico's Wildlife. We have Jungle Infinity. That's kind of cool. That's not a bad name right there. And of course, we were talking about not doing this live stream unless Brendan Walters came and
of course we always need Brendan Walters in the house. It doesn't go ahead without Brendan Walters. I'm going to say hello to Skites, Python for Everyone, Lux Ray, Anish, I think that one was, Big Z, Rumor TV, and also this message is held for review. Thank you to all of you who are joining us, as well as our moderators who are in the house as always. At the top of the show, you saw our memes of the week, and if you're familiar with vidIQ, you want to start creating your memes for this week. If you are new to the vidIQ channel audit live streams, this is how this thing operates for the next couple of hours. vidIQ channel audits are all about helping you become better YouTubers. To submit your channel for possible review, in the video description of this live stream, there is a link that will take you to this simple form. Fill it out, and prior to the stream, we will pick out several channels for review. Channel audits are free. We offer them as part of the vidIQ YouTube service, and we can't be bribed. While super chats are always welcome, they will not buy you a channel audit. We do not want to create a financial barrier to this weekly community get-together. The live chat exists so that you can all converse with the community. Don't ask for channel audits. During a live stream, the hosts don't have time to read them, and moderators will put you in timeout. And speaking of moderators, I wanted to personally thank each and every one of you for supporting us every single week to make sure that this show gets up and running. It really is appreciated. We get hundreds of submissions every single week, and unfortunately we can't audit every channel. To ensure your channel has a fair chance each week, we purged a list, and after we audit pre-selected channels, we randomly choose which channels get audited. We only have so much time in a day to audit your channels, but if you download the vidIQ extension, our 24/7 channel audit tool will offer you tailored advice specific to your YouTube channel. If you haven't already done so, download vidIQ for free today. A link is in the video description. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. We assume you want to grow your audience on YouTube, and that is what our advice is based on. Appreciate that we are viewing your channel for the first time. If we get something wrong, we didn't do it on purpose. It may be that your messaging and branding isn't doing the job it's supposed to do. And make sure to listen to the advice we give to all channels, not just yours. Test everything. Some strategies will work better for some channels, whilst it won't work for some channels at all. Always review the data YouTube gives you and then test again. We always appreciate it when you click on the thumbs up button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you know when we next go live. And do us a favour, folks, if you do find this live stream useful, share it with at least one other video creator who you think could benefit from our advice. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, then, let's do a little bit of housekeeping just before we jump into these channel audits. As we have been doing in the last couple of weeks, we have decided to donate our super chats to the COVID-19 Solidarity Support Fund, which is supported by YouTube. So if you're like Gutmanner9, who has donated $3, that super chat will go to that worthy cause. So thank you very much, and we will do a shout out for that. But of course, it does not guarantee you a channel audit, and we'll be visiting the tweets very soon. But as we always do every single week, is we always audit the first channel that submitted their channel when we made this live stream public yesterday. So Dan and Travis, can I just confirm that you can see my screen?
Yeah.
All right then, so the first channel we're going to audit this week comes in the shape of a gaming channel, I believe, looking at the channel banner and the channel name. And this is Vast Ice Gaming. So, Dan, I'm going to let you start with this one. What do you think of the channel, which has 160 subscribers, and the topic that they're covering?
Action RPGs. Well, that's promising because that tells us that they are focusing on a niche and a very specific one. So, what do we have here? There's a lot of personality in the thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it looks like they're offering some pretty interesting content. So many glitches. So Eternal Edge. Is Eternal Edge Plus the name? Or I wonder if Plus is part of their titling structure? I'm guessing it's the name. Eternal Edge
I think
Plus.
it's the name, and I'm going to come on to that in a moment.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's... Okay, I see. I like the custom thumbnails, but I guess... It is hard, if I've never seen this game before, which I haven't, it is hard to know what I'm looking at, but maybe the fan base around this game doesn't really necessarily need that. And the other thing I'm seeing is that there's a lot of content here, maybe a video every day. They have 162 subscribers, but some of their videos, a lot of them in fact, don't seem to get over 10 views, which is also very interesting.
Let's pass this question then on to Travis, even though you're not necessarily the gaming expert here, Travis. When you look at these thumbnails, do you get like a gaming vibe, or do you feel as if maybe the content as it's perceived from the thumbnails isn't necessarily about gaming? And I'm wondering if that's maybe a bit of a problem for this creator, in that maybe they've gone a bit too far in one direction and making themselves the personality, the hero of a thumbnail, but that doesn't necessarily connect the content with the audience that he wants to hit.
Personally, I wouldn't have known this is a gaming channel.
Yeah.
Like at all. When it was first brought up, I thought it was maybe like a personality channel or something that's like maybe a commentary channel, or I even had this weird thing that it might have something to do with LARPing, which is probably very far from true. But yeah, I mean, I understand what he's trying, which is cool. I mean, it's interesting to try something different. But yeah, there's no indication from the thumbnail that this is video game based. That as far as someone who is not familiar with that game looks.
So I think what we'd be suggesting at this point is maybe pulling back the personality a little bit from the channel. I mean, this is something that we rarely suggest, but as we say, it feels like we're losing something in the translation here of a gamer versus a personality. And for a channel of a relatively small size, this may be holding them back. Dan, you were asking about the question of is the game called Eternal Edge Plus or Eternal Edge Plus with the symbol? And I tried to do a little bit of a search for that to try and get some information on this. Let's just scroll back to the top of this one. So we get the idea that Eternal Edge Plus, I think, is a title of a game. Some people use plus, some people use the symbol, which is interesting. So it might be worth this creator going through a bit of a keyword research here to find out which maybe is a more juicier title. The interesting thing here from my perspective is that vidIQ is telling us that it is a potentially very juicy keyword right now with some search volume but very low competition, and that's supported by some of the videos at the very top here with 600 subscribers but 1,000 views, so 3x return there for some of the creators. But at the same time, it looks as if there might be some pitfalls here. I know this video is like 10 months old, but a 1 million subscriber channel did content on this, and they got 2,000 views, which for that channel is probably not what they're expecting or what they want. Yeah. So, I mean, where are we thinking here? Do you think that the creator needs to look a little bit, maybe some, I know we say this often and people meme us about this, but doing some tutorials, a little bit of less of the let's play the experience type of thing, and educating people on how to play this game?
I think that I'm going to give some, I guess, a little bit of unusual advice here, but I think that they should try tutorials, try some things that are just like how to do blank in Eternal Plus or Eternal Plus. Try to think of the things that you wanted to learn when you first started and try to frame your titling around those questions. That would be the first thing I would try. If that doesn't work, just based on that 1 million subscriber channel we saw, this game might have very quickly run its course, and you might, since your banner tells me you're someone who enjoys action RPGs, not Eternal Plus specifically, but that's your niche, it might be time to pick a new one. And do some tests and try that. Clearly, that's not the first game or only game you're playing on the channel. Yeah. Just judging by these the history here, 8 months ago you're playing some Stardew, which is not an action RPG. But I would stick in that realm. Give your audience what they've been looking for. It looks like your Stardew video didn't do that bad actually, but yeah, if action RPGs are your thing, Minecraft Dungeons just came out. That would count, and new ones are coming out. So I would start mixing it up a little bit because I worry that this game might have just run its course.
It's clear that the creator is passionate about putting a lot of effort into their content just by the thumbnails themselves. Like we're saying that maybe the execution is wrong, but the quality of them, and we can see the effort that he's going to. Like every single image he has is like he's got like a different YouTuber pose, so to speak, and is inserting icons and graphic and imagery, but right now something isn't quite working for the channel, so we're kind of like bouncing ideas here out. We're like, what could the creator do differently to maybe get a boost for the channel? Because to get one view from a video that's 18 minutes long and you put like maybe half an hour into a thumbnail, it's probably really frustrating at this point that you're not getting the results that you would maybe like to.
We like to tell people to stick to one game if they can, but that if they can part we don't talk about a whole lot. But some games just aren't made to be played forever and ever and ever. Some are. There's a lot that have staying power, like Grand Theft Auto or Minecraft and things like that. But this just might be one where you do have to pick a genre and eventually be willing to let that go and pick a new game.
Let's go to our meme community next then. We did the Photoshop battle yesterday, where we submit a picture of myself. I'm actually going to ask our social media manager to do either Travis or Dan next week, because I'm fed up of being memed exclusively in all of these, but we've got some lovely ones coming in here.
That's a new one.
Such as this one, and then there's one here. This one was particularly good as well. I like that one, and we may revisit some of these here. Now, I didn't choose this one, but it's one of those where, sorry, let me just do that again. It's where you look at the image and then you've got to click on it, and then that is brilliant. The top part of it really makes that one. So we may have to return to that one. But some really good suggestions here as always. The winner though, and this is for personal reasons, that just terrified me.
Whoa.
And it's because I remember I watched like Aliens when I was 6 or 7 years old, which was a really bad idea because I had nightmares for a week, and that just brought back shuddering thoughts of such imagery, and that's a winner. Yeah, so if you're going to terrify me, then I will choose you to be audited. And that channel is going to be Cheeseburger Entertainment. What a name. You have over 1,000 subscribers, and Dan, I think we have another gaming channel here with some fairly unique type of thumbnails going on here. What do we think?
Yeah, this is kind of a lot different than the one we were just looking at, isn't it? There's a lot of opposite advice we're going to give to this creator, I think. That said, I do really like the whole cheeseburger thing you got going on. I like that you don't just put your logo in the corner, but you incorporate it as part of the thumbnails. I think that's really cool. I do think that you're letting the title of the game kind of try to like pull people in, because like it's just this Call of Duty Warzone, and there's this character that is unique to you, but no one's ever seen that before, you know? So you want to entice people, I think, with, instead of the title of the game, it should be a little more clear to fans of the game what it is, based on a cool image rather than just text. You know, I would challenge you to use a little less text, and especially because the title is in your title. You know, you put Modern Warfare in the title of your video, so that should do it. Other than that, it looks like you have tried to put your face in some of these, and those tend to look kind of busy. There's a lot of different icons in some of these, so I think thumbnails overall, short, quick advice, I think they need a little work, but you are using custom thumbnails, and some of them look pretty cool. A lot of creativity there. And let's see, 1,000 subscribers, congrats on that. Some of these videos are doing less than 100 views, though.
Yeah, let's just check on that one. Let's see if there was an outlier video. Well, no, there's nothing more than 1,000 views here. So unless you've privated some videos, or some other way that you've been gaining subscribers that's affecting that. Once we look at that, like the highest views and then the subscriber count, it kind of feels as if this is more a channel of maybe 200 or 300 subscribers, as opposed to over 1,000. And the last thing I would maybe say about this channel is posting consistency. You've done 10 videos in the last 6 months. For a gaming channel, that's quite light, and then you seem to take significant breaks here and there, and probably for a gaming channel, they'd like to be seeing more content if that's possible to do.
Yeah.
So that's Cheeseburger Entertainment there, the winner of the Photoshop battle. We will be going to our regular #channel audit stuff soon, where we've already got some very interesting stuff going on, and we'll be picking some channels from there very, very soon. But wow, that is a really interesting one there, Dan, of you. Very good. I like that one. Anyway, we're going to go back to the channels that we're going to audit from our list first. And I'm going to pick this one very quickly, because we just want to go through some basics here. This is Daddy Gale, 67 subscribers. You don't have a channel banner. Your channel hasn't been built out in the way it should be. So this is the one piece of advice I'm going to give to you, which is on your channel. When you're logged into your channel, you'll see these buttons here. Click Customize Channel, which is going to bring up a old and antiquated look of YouTube. You'll have a settings cog over here to the right, and then you want to make sure that Customize the layout of your channel is ticked, because that ensures that you can get the tabs up here, the video playlist, community, channel, that sort of thing, and you can create a unique channel banner for your channel. So that's all I'm going to suggest. And then very quickly, one quick piece of advice from you, Dan, and one quick piece of advice from you, Travis.
Custom thumbnails. Some of these, I think that maybe it could have been selected while you were uploading the video. But yes, definitely some custom thumbnails.
All right. And from you, Travis, anything else?
Yeah, I think figuring out exactly what it is your value proposition is, like why should people watch your channel and what are they going to get out of it, because I'm looking at this and I'm not 100% sure.
All right, boom, there we are. Some very simple tips there. 3 big pieces of advice that you can start to target for your channel. And let's just say this, with 67 subscribers, you're already getting some views in the dozens and double digits, so something's going right there, but we want to see a lot more shaping of your channel going forward. Let's move on to the next channel, which is the Full Energy channel. All sorts going on here. Who picked this? Was it me? Was it Travis? Was it Dan? I cannot remember.
Well, not me.
Not me.
I think it was me. All right then. But I'm going to let Travis take an audit's eye on this one.
For strength suppleness. I'm going to look that up. Is that a word? Strength suppleness and stamina. All right. So if I want my strength to be suppled, I would come to this channel with a little bit of stamina. I would definitely say that the thumbnails are trying to do everything all at one time. And unfortunately, I'm not sure that it's succeeding in any one particular thing, because everything, there's just so much that my eye doesn't know where to go and what to read first. So first of all, figure out a way to not put so many words in your thumbnail. Second of all, I don't even see like a particular picture in any of these. There's so much going on that I can't even tell what the video is about. So then I have to go down to the title, and the titles themselves are not that bad. Some of them are actually pretty decent, like the 30-minute full body workout, no equipment. That's great. That's fine. Body dumbbell flap. I mean, like literally, you need to spend a lot of time figuring out your thumbnails. I would actually go to the vidIQ Academy. We have a entire section about how to do thumbnails, and get right on that. And then basic self-defense seems kind of opposite of like some of your workouts. I'm unsure why I would go to you as a workout channel to learn self-defense versus the combat cardio. That's different. That's a workout, sure. But self-defense, I'm not coming to you for that. So definitely stick with what you're teaching people, and thumbnail.
So as a comparison, excellent points, Travis. I just went into the vidIQ archives to pull out a channel that does this really effectively. And so this is another fitness channel. And can you see how your eyes are being drawn now to the vibrant colors, the single picture, like action position that this person is setting themselves up as? And also, if you look at the titling and the thumbnails, like they're pitching this content to a very particular audience, which is women over 40. Exactly what I know whether I'm going to be checking into this channel or checking out immediately. I get it straight away. And again, Travis, as you say, we're going back here. A lot of these titles are slightly more functional, but they don't tell me, like, do I need to be experienced? Do I need to be already fit? Do I need to be young, old, etc., etc.? And as you pointed out here, there was one which did give you a little more information in the title, in that it's for 30-minute workout, and it doesn't require any equipment. So that sort of pitches the target audience a little more effectively than, say, morning workout. Like, who might that be for? Or low impact full body, again, who is that for? So like pitching a game not to an entire audience, to, I guess, gain more stamina or more suppleness or whatever. It, like choosing one of the lanes in the fitness genre and going down that route. Dan, I'll leave you to add any final lines, but make it brief and we'll move on to the next one.
I want to know if it's for strength suppleness or strength, suppleness.
Oh, well, you've blinded me with fitness science there. I don't know how to
What if it's for strength, suppleness, and stamina instead of strength, suppleness?
Oh, no comma.
Yeah.
All right, I see what you mean now. Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, I think Travis hit the nail on the head.
Darn.
Wow, Dan pedantic Dan there. Let's move on to the next channel. That's
a great name for me. Wait a minute, Pedantic Dan could be like a new Twitch name.
Yeah,
or Grammar Dan.
Yeah. We'll expect memes in about 10 minutes on that one. The Trophy Addict here with 16 subscribers. All right, you've got a car up here and you've got a trophy down there. So I kind of get the idea that your channel might be something along the lines of unlocking achievements on Xbox games and getting trophies on PS games. And then I look at your thumbnails and I see the Trophy Hunter, like episode 21 there, but we also see cringe karaoke. All right, this has got me intrigued in some way, but I'm looking at the Trophy Hunter and cringe karaoke. The thumbnails are very similar, but these topics are completely diverse. I mean, you've got to be in one mindset to maybe get some entertainment and joy out of somebody singing something purposely badly or like in a way that is going to draw a certain sense of humor versus a gamer who's maybe looking forward to you getting some trophies on a certain game. And you're not mentioning the games either when you're talking about trophy hunting. So what do we... I can see some tiny screenshots here of maybe a driving game, but I would certainly want to know more about what trophy you're unlocking. I mean, maybe you want to be more explicit and saying you're unlocking like the super longest distance jumped in a car or whatever on Forza 4. Obviously, you'd have to pitch that a little more intelligently in the thumbnails and the titles, but the Trophy Hunter episode 21... I don't know if that's going to make me click. I'm going to push this one to Travis here because I don't think it's necessarily like a gaming one per se that we're trying to address here. What do you think?
So I like the idea of cringe karaoke. Like I've never heard of that before. I don't know if that's an actual thing or not anywhere else. But if I like that, I'm definitely not going to care about gaming. And if I'm into gaming, I'm definitely not going to want to watch cringe karaoke. So I think you should find one and stick with it. I think cringe karaoke is such an interesting idea. I don't know that it needs to be 10 and 15 minutes. That might be a little much.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Blimey, that's some long karaoke, is that?
That's a lot of cringe. I mean, if you cringe for 15 minutes, you might have your face stuck that way. So I think that a 5-minute cringe karaoke sounds really interesting and kind of compelling and kind of fun. Or if you want to do your gaming channel, that's fine. I think everything that Rob said about the gaming portion makes sense. But I think the interesting of I've never heard of cringe karaoke, and I would at least watch one. And sometimes that's all you need to do to get someone in for one. Definitely get your thumbnails. Like you had some pretty neat thumbnails at the bottom. The cringe karaoke episode 19.
Yeah. It seems as if you decided to give up doing like custom thumbnails, but like this one here. We look at this one. I really like this one in its simplicity.
Yeah,
and then this seems to have got more complicated and colourful, or just very basic in their appearance.
Yeah, I like the kind of colorful ones because I think if anything's going to catch on, it's going to be those. I don't think the other ones would. But I like the idea. Of course, the thing is, you can't just go volume episode 13. Say what song it's going to be.
Yeah, I was going to point out as well. Yeah, good point. Dan, any final thoughts here?
I just think it's a really cool concept, and to see like the name of the song you're doing karaoke about, I think that's going to help with search intent for sure.
Now then, the reason I chose this channel was not because they actually submitted to us on the list. It's because they gave us an actual rendition of one of their cringe karaoke's, and it sounds like this.
My vidIQ intro song that I wrote and did everything for. So let's hit it. You're watching vidIQ. You come here to learn all the things you need to know. They teach you everything you could possibly want. Maybe you'll blow up someday. Maybe you won't. Just keep on grinding.
Pause. There we go. I'm going to say round of applause, everyone. I mean, to put yourself out there and do that type of thing, I think deserves a lot of credit. And unbelievable.
Oh my God! I just had to come out of my backyard for this because I just heard something.
Hey, Savage.
And my cat died. My cat just died. I'm sorry. I got to go back and attend to it because that was crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought Dan was singing, and I came in here to stop him, and it wasn't Dan. I didn't know what was going on. Okay, I got to go back. I don't know. That was crazy. That was too much.
Hopefully we'll see you in about an hour there, Savage. Thank you for the appearance. But yeah, Trophy Addict, thank you for putting yourself out there, being vulnerable and doing something wacky and crazy. Really appreciate that, and we hope you take our advice on board. And that is going to be an interesting thing to add to Memes of the Week for next week.
Never do that again. Never.
All right, we will be coming back to these audits, these memes later on. Hashtag channel audits, of course, if you want to try and get yourself featured and chosen as a channel to review soon. But we'll go back to our pre-selected list. And the next one, is the Veggie Nerd. And this channel has over 3,000 subscribers. Congratulations to you. Dan, I think this was one that you picked. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell us why.
Well, what's kind of cool, actually, is... can you refresh?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
I was just looking. They uploaded a video like a little while ago.
Have they done so? Oh, yeah, 47 minutes ago. There we go.
My advice was going to be, and I know Travis, backed me up here, is like the text in the thumbnail is kind of covering an otherwise awesome thumbnail in a lot of cases. Like the food's front and center. The colors are bright, vibrant. They're popping. And that was going to be what I said. And then I think they probably sensed it because this next thumbnail just has the food. There's no.
Here's an interesting thing that
or logo.
When they're using a text and they're using a single word to do some sort of descriptive stuff to enhance the thumbnail. So, I mean, Travis, you may disagree with this, but like for example, I haven't got too much of an issue of this one here. Mm-hmm. When it's not covering up the food, like if it's positioned in such a way that it's not interfering with a hero. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. I feel as if this is an acceptable compromise if you want to include some text in the thumbnails. My original advice was going to be, I just think having it in the middle covering the food is distracting. I would have but like you said, when it's not covering the food. Sorry, I just wanted to jump in.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think the comfort, I would actually slide it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one word that makes it, that sets it off, maybe. Yeah, but I completely agree with Dan, believe it or not. Directly in the middle of the food is shenanigans. Let's not do that.
Yeah, okay.
I want to point something else out about this channel. The most obvious advice I think we can give, if you sort by the most popular videos, you'll see it immediately.
We're gonna have an outlier, which has brought in a lot of subscribers. All right, I've got a few biggies here. Yeah.
All of them have how to make. And a lot of the videos I saw, I did see some how-to ones in the newer side of their channel, but I feel like they've started to get away from how-to, and that was going to be something I was going to say is like, what happened? I'm very curious. Maybe it was a test and you're still testing it, but I mean, these how-to ones you did years ago were doing great. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just they're too old and you tried it recently and it didn't work out, but I did notice that. They're all
so
how to make.
Just realizing how old the channel is now, but they've been around for 8 years. Wow. So that is an old school channel. So yeah, let's just do a quick search on how often are they using how to now. And occasionally they include it in there, Dan, but no, there's a run of videos here like 8 months ago where they were doing that.
Yeah, so not as impactful there. I'll admit I didn't scroll down that far because I went straight to the most popular videos. But that was something I noticed. And then also I think perhaps because vegan food is like trending a lot right now, maybe you have, but I would love to see maybe some videos about what's that fake meat called that I'll never try.
Impossible?
Impossible meat. I would definitely try some stuff with that. There's a lot of trending vegan stuff right now, and I would maybe explore that direction as well.
It's been a very stop-start channel, this. I mean, this is the whole content of their channel over a span of nearly 10 years. And then they seem to take big breaks of is just areas where there's content that's done like once a month or something like that. So I think consistency is probably a little frustrating for subscribers as well. And we have to assume then that although there are 3,000 subscribers on this channel, maybe 2,500 of them came onto the channel a decade ago, and they're unfortunately probably going to move on to something that found something else to fill their food gap, so to speak. I'll let the final word to you there here, Travis, on this one.
Yeah, I think everything you've said is correct. It is interesting that I would look at average view duration and click-through rate to see if maybe there's something that we're not just seeing from the outside. Because, you know, on the outside, there's just a couple of tweaks that might make a difference. But why are things not connecting maybe beyond that would be the question.
Mm-hmm. Again, there might be the thought here is, these are recipes out there, so creating something. So, and the videos are what, 3 minutes, 5 minutes? So again, I always feel as if how can you entice somebody more into clicking on one of these, and maybe you add like the calorie count for these, or the fact that you can do it in 5 or 10 minutes. Adding that into the title may help you as well. And I'm just thinking as well, the channel banner looks as if it was created 7 or 8 years ago because of a really blocky text here. And so I think that would probably need updating as well, if and when you can. So that is a Veggie nerd there. And we'll move on to the next channel now, which is BC Fresh, Tech for All. New uploads Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Travis, this is your first selection of this week. Tell us why.
Yeah, so I always look for tech channels when I can. I like seeing those from time to time. I don't see Tech for All is a cool kind of thought, but there's nothing else about the banner that lets me even know that it's a tech channel. And then I always wonder, like, are the Tuesdays and Thursdays actually correct? Because I see a lot of people put dates and days on their banners and not adhere to them. I just straight up don't even, I recommend not even putting stuff up there because life happens. Sometimes you don't get a chance to do it. Then you look silly if someone comes up here on Tuesday, Thursday, and for 2 weeks you didn't do it. Now it looks like you just abandoned your channel. It's just better to not make that promise if you can't make it. If you are making it, then great. But obviously right away as a tech channel, the bar is kind of high for thumbnails. I should know I've got to battle that battle every day. And I would say that these aren't hitting it. These are not doing it. The iMovie tutorial is a great idea, but the logo's all over top of the screenshot of what's going on. And you have the part 1 and part 2 it's nice that you did a color difference between them, but I'm not going to necessarily know if I saw the purple episode or the red episode. I would definitely reconsider some of the thumbnail strategy here. I think the video strategy is not bad as far as like iMovie stuff, if that takes off. And then I see some laptop review stuff. So you have more iMovie stuff than anything else. So are you going to do iMovie, or are you going to do like tech reviews?
It feels more like a video editing channel, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Blue Yeti which you could use for voiceover. Sure. Yeah. Chromebook. Maybe that's what you want to see if you can do your video editing on. But there's no context behind it. It just looks like a regular tech review. If you were to like, can you use a Chromebook to edit your videos? As a matter of fact, a guy who really inspired me, the Everyday Dad, has done 3 or 4 complete pivots on his channel successfully in a weird way. If you real quick pull up his channel, one of those is his most recent pivot where he takes so he went from before this cameras to now like
what's up
laptops. And if you notice the way he says it, it's can you use them for like editing? Can you use them as your overall like creation thing? So he went from right before this just doing exclusively cameras, and before that doing drones, and before like completely niche down each time, and then is able to switch, and it's just insane to watch how he's been able to do it. Yeah. But now he's using these as creation devices. So he'll say using an iPad as your only editing software or your only editing hardware. Can you use this laptop to do editing stuff and creation? So that's how reviewing tech, which is now what he's doing, versus what is the reason for reviewing that tech is how he's able to do it. He's pivoted successfly several times. It's really, really amazing.
Last suggestion I would make to the creator here is, have we got it? Yeah. So you got 2 videos here about iMovie. One's about cropping and trimming, and one's about learning to import. But the thumbnails are so similar that you wouldn't be able to distinguish between the two. If a focus of a certain tutorial is trim, then make the imagery focus on that, whether you've got like a bit of a timeline of a clip and then you've got like some scissors snipping through it to better illustrate what you're going to be showing. I think all of these thumbnails kind of need to go down that line. It's interesting that right at the start of the channel, you use these 2 here, which although they are somewhat generic template style thumbnails, I think they look much better than the stuff that we've gone like completely, I guess, manual and tried to create them yourselves. So that might be something to think about there. And we'll let Dan have the last word on this one.
Sorry, has the banner been brought up yet?
Other than like the new uploads Tuesdays and Thursdays, but if you want to add more, go ahead.
I just think it doesn't really scream tech. I know it says tech for all, but yeah. I do think it could use just a little bit more, just something, that and the logo too. And the name, honestly, I just think that some tech element doesn't feel like a tech channel when I look at it on the surface.
All right, then. So that's a bit of advice there on like your general appearance value proposition. Folks, if you're enjoying this live streaming and learning a lot, then you can take your learning to the next level with our vidIQ Academy. Even if you're a completely free user of the vidIQ tools, you get these courses right here for free. And I think, Dan, we've got a few days remaining now on Launch Your YouTube Channel in 30 Days. We did extend it for a couple of weeks. This is a mammoth course, which is going to teach you a lot about value proposition, finding your niche, sorting out your channel banner. I mean, if I just click on it, there's like a plethora, a festival of lessons here that take you through all sorts of things. So do check it out while it is still free. And if you decide to invest in vidIQ a little more, then we've got a growing list of courses right here, including Travis's one right there, where you can go off and find your niche. So do check out the vidIQ Academy. There is a link in the video description of this live stream right now if you want to find out more. And we'll just do a quick check in there. There are no other super chats, so that's absolutely fine. We will continue to go to the channel audits, and thank you for the 700 people who are watching right now. The next channel we are going to look at here is Pix Spaces, and this is a channel banner that says I made a 2D game in a week. Cool. Okay, so I guess that's what you're going to be showing us here on your channel. I'd never really recommend having a subscribe button on your channel banner because it's, look, can you hear me clicking? It just won't subscribe to the channel, so that's not going to help you out there. Dan, this must have been one that you picked in advance. So what are we looking at here with a channel that's, well, just a couple of months old?
Yeah. First of all, welcome to YouTube. Your first video is 1 view away from 100, and that's really cool. So I always get excited because we see a lot of gaming channels, but we rarely see game development channels. We've seen a couple, but I just think it's a really cool, valuable spot to be in on YouTube, especially these days, people trying to learn programming. The one thing I'll say is, I mean, we could talk about thumbnails and channel banners and things like that, but you did just get started. You're already using custom thumbnails, which is awesome. I do think they need a little bit of work. In your latest one, for example, the background's kind of dark and it's hard to really see what's going on. A little too much text. These are things that you'll start to get over time. But what I don't know about your channel is what part of game development, like what am I going to take away? Is this just you kind of developing games and like kind of taking us along on the journey for entertainment purposes, or are you going to like teach people how to develop games? And because when you read the about section, you're an enthusiast who loves to create games, part-time,
full-time
enthusiast,
full-time. There we are.
So I would like to see, I think if you're not considering doing any tutorial content, I would strongly suggest that for growth on your channel. But if you really aren't into that, I think it should be a little more clear what we're getting when we kind of come into your world here, because it looks like you're making a lot of really interesting, cool stuff. And, I just don't know if I'm going to sit down for a tutorial or, just some quick little entertaining piece.
Yeah, I think also maybe target audience in terms of complexity of the game development you're doing. Like, is this something that because you kind of hint that you made a 2D game in a week. That's fantastic, but did you have previous experience of making games? If not, and you want to appeal to somebody who likes the idea of game development but is too intimidated by it, but then understands from your content that this is something that anybody could do in a week, then I think you should be able to sell that a little bit more. So like making a game in a day, complete beginner guide or something along those lines might be helping to pitch it to an audience. And I'll let Travis have the final couple of sentences on this one.
Yeah, to me, it just I like the idea of I made a 2D game in a week. But then what happens to this channel after that?
Are you going to keep challenging yourself to make games in a week?
I mean,
right,
so
okay,
cool.
Yeah.
But if not,
Yeah.
I don't know where else to go with it. I'm definitely not going to subscribe to a channel that's going to die in a week.
I see what you mean. Right. Yeah. Okay. So that is Pix Spaces. Let's make our first forage into the channel #channel audit arena, and so I think I'm gonna let that is becoming a popular one. That one. So I did use that in memes of the week last week, I think. Anyway. Where is this one going?
It's really funny.
Just what is it? Not yet. You gotta click on that. Make it bigger, right? Strange noises. I'm not really getting. Hey, look, it's mine. I like that one. Hey, look, he's back. No, that's pretty good.
Very good. Should we go with this one then? Mindstormer, you've caught our attention with a nice GIF already. I think GIFs do work a bit because they're already moving when we get into them. All right then. Immediately, it looks like a Supercell style game, and it says Clash Royale videos, of course, at the top, so that kind of gives it away. You might want to fix your cropping a little bit there on the channel. And so, Dan, are we going to see what we kind of half expect we would like to see in a smaller channel? Are they doing tutorially type stuff here and there, or are they doing challenges? Are they including Clash Royale in the title? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm seeing, I'm trying to read some of these titles. The challenge is ramping up. Clash Royale something. Hunting for Dragons, episode 25. So we're doing episodic playthroughs. All this stuff is really good for kind of getting your chops, learning how to edit, learning how to have a presence on the microphone and all that stuff. But yeah, when you're starting out a new channel, the best thing you can do is show somebody something in the game. And it doesn't have to be a groundbreaking, crazy thing that only you know about. Something a new player might get value from, or in games like this, there's usually some kind of content you can buy into. Maybe show, I don't know much about this game. If there were cards, for example, show the different cards that you got in a pack that you bought, or something like that. But yeah, something a little more enticing for the growth of your channel. There'll be time later for like episodic kind of playthroughs, but we always talk about growth. You're here because you want to grow. And I'm not really seeing any one video that jumps out at me as any kind of like tutorial or tip or trick or something like that.
Clash Royale does do frequent updates every month, so that might be something to look at.
Yeah,
and
cover the updates for sure.
I think it's interesting, Dan, that I think what we both did here is we almost instantly ignored the thumbnails because they just weren't giving us the information we needed, so we had to bury ourselves in the titles, which suggests to me that the thumbnails, I don't know, they just seem a bit flat, or like they're using the same background every time, and especially with Clash Royale. I mean, there's big players in Clash Royale. Who's the big ones? Well, we'll just do a very quick search here for Clash Royale, and you'll see the thumbnails that are big and bright and that pop out with a big character. Or some of these aren't that good, actually. I mean, some of them are better.
With a game like this, I guess you kind of need to rely on some text.
Yeah. This is really weird. YouTube is displaying search results in a really strange way today. It seems to have... Okay.
Huh.
I guess that might be an example of one here. There's something really interesting going on, and there's emojis from the game being showed, and there's... I know Clash Royale is similar to a game like, say... Sliver.io and Zombies.io, where like you have a lot of small characters on screen, so if like you multiply them and make them and like duplicate them on a thumbnail, it kind of has more of an impact. So that might be something to look at as well from Mindstormer. So that's our first one. Let's pick another one. No, that's not a wrong one. It's this one. So where are we going to go here? I'm going to let Travis pick the next one. I will scroll slowly until we... Oh, I forgot about that one. Any coming out here? Oh, you've just shown us your channel there. That's not going to let us get us to quick there.
Expectation versus reality. What is that? Let me see.
Have a look.
No, it's not bad. I mean, it's close. Like that's a good meme to try to come off of it.
The council. Decide your fate. I think it's a Star Wars reference.
That's funny.
There we go.
The gaming channel sounds pretty funny.
We might do that one.
Nice. I like that one as well. Cool, I do like that one. Okay, I think let's do a double. Let's do a double dip here and quickly audit these two channels. Fort Maps YT. I assume this is a channel about Fortnite maps. It has to be. Hang on, we've already audited this channel, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah, it's one that's specialized in like top 10 maps.
Oh, really?
Was this a thumbnail audit in Discord you're thinking of?
Oh, it might be. Maybe it was. I seem to remember that we were looking at this channel and we noticed that every time they did like a maps, or maybe it was a very similar channel, and every time I looked at maps and like listicles on Fortnite, they did well, but every time they did like a challenge or something,
it is vaguely familiar.
Maybe not. All right then, quickly. What are we looking at here? It's because I saw like gun game maps, top 20, that's got 1,000 views. Everything else isn't, and the top 20 best zone maps, war creating maps, 300 views. Another one for top 20 clean maps, 50 views, 100 views. And then we have like this thing about Travis Scott, hasn't really done anything. Grand Theft Auto 5 hasn't really done anything. Am I going down the right track here, Dan, or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think that listicles always do really well. I'm curious as to why the last two didn't, and it could just be the titling structure.
Yeah.
You might have tried to experiment a little bit with some search terms that just aren't really search terms. Fortnite Top 5 Adventure Maps Season 3. Yeah, it's just I wish I knew more about Fortnite because I feel like I could help a little bit more there. But yeah, I don't. Now I'm struggling now too. Some of those top 20s did really well.
Yeah, I think sticking to this map listicle format is going to... I mean, they sort by the most popular, and all of the top ones, except for one, are all about maps in some way.
Could you do 20 more best zone wars? Like you did. So you did top 20. Maybe you can do update it. Has anything changed? Has your opinion changed? Are there new maps or you know what I mean? Like that might be one way to go, because perhaps 5 adventure maps just isn't. People aren't searching for that, but they are very curious about the best top 20 best gun game creative maps.
All right.
So perhaps there are 20 more, 5 more. You know. Yeah.
All right, then. So the channel is called Fort Maps as well, so I think they're trying to position themselves in that area as well. So I think they're going in the right direction, and maybe not worry too much if you have 1 or 2 videos that don't perform as well as expected. Black Shadow here, then. This was the other one that we wanted to have a quick look at. Brawl Stars stuff going on here. I always get a little nervous when I see videos that have 0 views whatsoever. I like what is going on there. That's a little bit of a concern. This feels very similar to the one that we just looked at in terms of Clash Royale, Dan, in terms of the thumbnails are quite similar and flat. And we're kind of jumping into the titles to find out what's going on here. I'm going to look at the characters in the game.
hidden subscriber count.
Yeah.
So we don't really have that to go off of.
They've definitely pivoted now. I mean, they've been around for a month as well. So, I mean, from where you've come from with the thumbnails now, they're actually getting more consistent, which is
That's a
good
lot
to see.
of content for a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think you're going in the right direction with thumbnails compared to where you were, but they're starting to look a little too busy. Kind of like a channel we saw earlier where too much was going on in every thumbnail. Try to just let one thing be the focus of that thumbnail. Let one thing be the subject. Like and again, we could definitely look up Brawl Stars channels in the search and just see what others are doing. And you're going to want to stand out, obviously, but this isn't really the way to do it. When you make them this busy, I think people are just going to scroll right past them.
All right, so that is Black Shadow, and of course the channel banner. I don't understand how that connects to your channel name and the current videos that you're covering as well, so maybe updating that. And I did want to go back to, this was the Photoshop battles. I did feel as if this one deserved a channel audit, so we're going to look at this one, which I think is Connor Murray. And so Travis, yeah, I'll let you dip into this one here. What do you think here? 3 videos, 100 subscribers, some interesting things going on here.
Yeah, what are we saying yes to? It's a very pink top. You know, the funny thing is that because of the color, now I like purple and stuff like that, and you can have whatever color you want, but it gives off a completely different vibe than what I see below. So you see like an iPhone unboxing, channel introduction, and sub giveaway. So sub for sub giveaway. There's all types of things about this channel that I'm not entirely like. First of all,
I think there's an intentional contrast going on here. I think they're using these bright, colourful thumbnails to maybe give you the impression it might be one type of channel, and then it maybe isn't once you get into the content. I could be wrong here, but that's where I feel as if there's a vibe going on here.
Also, introduction videos never get 1,000 views. I
know, but this has like 50 likes, which is cool.
Unless you are known elsewhere, which is what I'm thinking is happening. They might have come from
32 comments as well, so a little bit of engagement.
Unless you're like known on like Instagram or something like that, and say, hey, everyone go to my YouTube channel. So regardless, anyway, just say yes, life, creativity, and inspire. And I'm trying to see where any of that is in any of the videos you've done. So we have the introduction, and then we have the unboxing, which is like a tech thing, and then we have a sub for sub thing, which goes against terms of service on YouTube. So I mean, it's not off to a great start here. Let's see. Well, showing what life can be better than people think. You want to motivate people. Okay. Well, so Connor, I would say a couple things. Number one, I would either rename or take down the sub for sub video if YouTube finds that. That's a guideline strike. I don't think you want that. Secondarily,
unless it's a parody, we have to. Maybe there is. Well, a parody,
I mean, maybe. Yeah, it could be. But guess what? YouTube's not going to try to figure out.
That is true. That is true.
Not going to try to figure out if it's a parody. So, and then really come down with like, what is your actual message? You seem to have figured it out in your banner, but have not executed on it at all. I do like that from a branding standpoint, everything is the same color. Like the thumbnails are the same and everything. That's pretty dope. But I'm really confused on what I'd be getting if I subscribed. So you really need to bring that up to the forefront.
So, yeah, 100 subscribers, just over 100 subscribers. 2 videos already 1,000 views. So we're intrigued in like 2 ways. Like, is this legitimate organic growth, or is there something else going on here? And maybe the third video kind of gives away that there might be something going on here, but we don't know at this point. And you are, of course, quite early on into your journey. I'll leave you with the final word on this one, Dan.
I mean, not much more to say. I think you guys kind of covered it. I would look forward to kind of seeing this channel in another couple months. You've been around a month and they have 3 videos, so maybe some more uploads for sure.
All right, then let's move on to the next channel, and it is the Rybak. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Squad Kids, safe education videos for kids, relaxing music for parents, and tips on something. Right, Dan, I'll let you go ahead with this one. Then I'm going to let Travis chime in, and then if there's anything left for me to say, I will say it.
I feel like, so I guess it's a toy channel. Are we reviewing toys? Safe education videos for kids. Are we educating kids about toys? I feel like you could still call reviews education in some respect.
Let's have a look at the value proposition. Okay, so some education about learning to pronounce, right animal names, Some relaxing music involved in there as well. Okay, so it feels as if maybe some education that may include toys as a guide or a reference, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. I think that, and I know we've been talking about this a lot today, but I feel like the thumbnails, just although colorful, aren't. Especially if you're trying to appeal to kids, I don't think there's anything here that's necessarily eye-catching. Like
they're not colourful enough, are they, for children? I think they need to go. I don't think they're colourful enough for children. I think they need to add some really strong, vibrant background colours and really ramp up the saturation.
Well, I just think that there's too many colours. Like the Paw Patrol one's a great example.
Correct,
because there's so much in it. When you could have just focused on like one of the little figurines in there. Definitely don't use red text on thumbnails. It's especially because the background of it is partially red. The top of that truck is red, so it's, it makes it harder to read. So I think the thumbnails just need some work. Some of these videos have a lot of views, and I'm sure they provide a lot of value. But that'd be my biggest piece of advice, I think, is definitely thumbnails.
Travis?
Yeah, to back up the colorful thumbnail thing, I actually have a client that I work with who is a fairly large French kids channel. And when they came to me, they had some very drab thumbnails, and it's a kids channel. We did some work on the thumbnails and completely changed the coloring, and their views went up like 50% from that point forward. Like it completely changed the game for them. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to know your audience and figure out what it is they're going to click on. In the case of kids, it's definitely bright colors, candy, and fun challenges.
So I'm just looking at some of the stuff in the background here. Obviously, this content is made for kids because you saw that the comments were disabled, and I think the YouTube page there was promoting YouTube Kids. So it feels as if content is rightly categorized. It feels as if the view counts are phenomenal here for the size of a channel. I mean, if you've got 1,500 subscribers and each of your videos is hitting 1,000 views, that seems brilliant to me, so well done. I guess what I would question here is that how come these last two videos have almost no views? That seems a little curious. Yeah, that seems really weird as to why those two would have no views. And also just be aware that you've positioned yourself clearly as a kids channel, so you are aware of the implications. Well, I don't know if implications. How children's content is treated on YouTube in terms of people who can't comment on your content. Subscribers aren't always going to get notifications, and you're not going to be earning a lot of revenue from these videos because you can't use targeted ads on them. So I guess if you're wanting to turn this into some sort of business, you need to be prepared that you're going to have to maybe go outside of YouTube to start earning that income. Those are things that I guess we would always suggest that kids content channels keep an eye on going forward, because you could build up a huge channel here, but then if you don't treat it from a financial aspect, you may be doing a lot of work and then it's not really helping sustain you as a, I guess, wanting to maybe turn this into a full-time thing there. So that is Rybak Squad Kids. Yeah, that's really got me fascinated now that the very first video and the last two videos have got almost no views, but then everything in between is getting like 1,000. I'd love to see the traffic sources on these and see how those views are arriving on your channel. We'll move on to the next one, which is a piece of tech. Travis, I think this was another one that you wanted to make sure that we just got in a couple of tech channels this week. This channel started just a week ago, so welcome to YouTube. Great to see that you've already got a very colourful custom background. You're approaching 50 subscribers. You've already got 2 videos over 100 views, so I'm seeing some positivity here on it already. What do we think?
Yeah, totally. Let's see, 4 apps not on Android Play. So there's that. Customize your phone. So we're now a little bit of gaming, but it's actually on Android. So this is a way where you can kind of get into another niche without getting all the way into it by linking a video game into your current niche, which is Android, and then bought a phone, got cheated. So a little bit of intrigue there. Trying to hit a bunch of different things. It looks like it's mostly mobile though. And having said that, great start. First week, crazy. Really well done. I will say, of course, you definitely want to pay attention to your thumbnails a little bit more. And also, titling for a smaller channel, it's really important to be SEO friendly, especially in a review channel, so that when people are looking for something, they can find it. Right now, your titling is close to someone who has a large subscriber base. So you probably want to think a little bit more SEO, use the tool, use the keywords that we help you kind of find, and make sure that you're putting content out there in front of people looking for it rather than talking to an audience that isn't quite there yet. I mean, they will eventually, but definitely you want to put your stuff out in front of more people.
The one thing I'd be a little bit concerned about here, sorry Dan if I cut you off, is that some of these titles seem to suggest that not necessarily these are how to circumvent like getting apps off of the Google Play Store, so that means that they're not maybe official apps or offline download of Grand Theft Auto Android, no verification. Is that somehow getting a game for free when you're not supposed to? I'm just a little anxious about where this creator might be going, but I could be completely wrong about that. Dan, sorry, were you going to say something?
No,
Okay.
You didn't cut me off.
Sorry, I thought somebody was about to say something. So, yeah, would you share those sentiments there, Travis?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's, and it is difficult to get started. You've only been doing it for a week, so I would say you're doing better than 99% of the people who launched a week ago.
And that is a piece of tech. That concludes all of our pre-selected channels. So when we come back in a couple of minutes, we will be looking at more tweets. We'll be going to the random selector and we'll be playing other games and having fun and inviting some random people onto the live stream. So get ready for the next hour of vidIQ channel live streams. All right then, welcome back to the second half of our channel audits. And I know I put these memes of the week on at the very beginning of the live stream, but I want to make sure that I sort of repeat this halfway through the show so that some of us can take a toilet break, of course, but also because you as a community put a hell of a lot of work into all of these tweets. And sometimes when after the live stream, I'll go through these and I'll just see how fantastic some of these are, and it's like I can't believe I missed them during the live stream. But we're kind of in a bit of we're in quick fire round where we're really scrolling through them very quickly. So that's always like a big thank you to all of you who put your time and effort into some of these amazing tweets that we see. And we're going to go straight into some more of these now and pick some. I heard, Travis, and I think others might have heard you say, that's a good one when we were scrolling through them. So which one was that now as we were scrolling down?
That's the game one.
Oh my word. I mean, we'll scroll back up through some of these because they are pretty good. My. Where was it now? We've already done that one. Have I missed it? Or was it down here? Where was it? I think it was that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be a little bit of a tease as to what might be coming later. So yeah, I think we're going to pick that channel. Dan, come on now. We're expecting something from this channel, aren't we? 100% Zelda. If this channel is not all about the Legend of Zelda, we've got problems.
Banner's promising.
All right,
Okay.
the banner's promising. Yeah, the thumbnails are looking. The thumbnails could do with a bit of work, but they all look Zelda-y in my mind. Wow, look at this then. A channel that's been around for 2 months. First video got a fantastic number of views, and maybe that was a bit of an outlier. It performed better than expected, but for a channel that's only got 15 videos on the channel as a whole, to already be approaching 1,000 subscribers and having videos with hundreds of views, awesome, brilliant to see.
We get memed about saying make tutorials, make valuable content, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
People
we
hear it
certainly
over
do.
and over again. But then a channel comes along that's actually literally doing that. You're covering one of the most popular games of all time, Zelda.
I'm one of the worst, Breath of the Wild, but do continue.
Anyway, covering one of the most popular and amazing games of all time, Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I love how you're doing it because it's, the best shields. You're teaching people things that, if you've played the game before and all the way through, you're probably like, I know where to get the best shields. I don't need this person to tell. But there are obviously 1,200 people who found that and went, oh, what are the best shields? I need to know. So don't underestimate even the most, simple seeming tutorials. They seem simple to you because you're already good at the game. And that's what you want. You want to be an authority, whether it's a game or a tech channel or whatever. So I think this channel has a ton of potential. There's a video here with 43,000 views.
Oh, which one was that? I didn't
Which
even see that
rupee
one.
farming is the best? Well, that sounds pretty valuable. How to get a bunch of money in a game that requires money.
I think this is where it gives a license to a channel where they can go in extreme detail. Like if you were doing a video on Final Fantasy VII one day, and then moving on to Zelda, which is a kind of related content. It's an RPG of sorts. But then you're trying to go into detail of the best shields in Zelda. It's probably too much of a leap, isn't it? Whereby on this one, everything is exclusively about Zelda. If you're a Zelda fan, you know that when you subscribe to this channel, the next thing you're going to get is something really useful about this particular game. And what's really fascinating for me as well is that this turgid, horrible game has been out for 2 or 3 years now, and yet people are still watching and finding the content interesting and enjoyable. So you've really tapped into the audience there. I only wish that you did some videos on a Link's Awakening, the far better, superior Switch game that was released a little while back. But of course, these are all my personal opinions and are not endorsed or supported by anyone else. So I think what we would generally say here, Dan, is continue what you're doing. Absolutely. Thumbnails, I think maybe there could be some tweaks here and there. I think the text is a little too dominant on some of these. So maybe practice without text and see how that works for you. But otherwise, I guess when this one, the which rupee farming is the best, I don't actually see a rupee, like the classic rupee shape that you see in Zelda on the thumbnail, and you're repeating the title in the thumbnail. So maybe there's some experimentation to be done there. But other than that, awesome work, well done.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep going.
Absolutely. So that was your submission there. We've done Black Shadow, haven't we, who did the GIF there. So let's scroll back up. And Dan, I'm going to let you choose the next channel that we're going to audit here from.
Maybe we should refresh. I think I've seen all these.
Okay, let's refresh for you, Dan, and then we'll scroll from the top. Let's see what we.
There's actually one that, if a new one didn't come in, I think I was going to pick. It's the one we've scrolled by a few times. The one with the 3 dragons in it, but it's from Max Tech, and I think we've audited them before.
Let's have a look at this one.
That's a good one.
Let's do that one because I think the dragon one was Max Tech, and I think we've done Max Tech before.
Reptiles and research.
I hope we have because I'll feel really bad.
Ooh, whoa, ooh. Well, look at these thumbnails, really detailed, really powerful. I think this is one that I think we can let Travis have a stab at, since it's not a gaming channel.
It's creeping me out, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. There's some of the thumbnails are like super good, like they're close up and stuff like that, and some are a little bit harder to kind of see exactly what's going on. But it's cool because the basically you know what you're getting. Like there's no denying, if you want to watch this stuff or not. And a lot of people don't think about if they trick someone in with something that's like a misleading thumbnail or something like that, and then the person leaves, they're actually hurting their own video. Whereas if you have a very distinct and very clear kind of idea of what people are going to get, then they're more likely to watch longer as long as the content's decent. And that's going to help promote your videos. If you're out there just kind of doing shotgunning everything and people don't know what they're going to get, they may dip their toe in, look, and then leave. And that tells YouTube this is not really good content for YouTube. So definitely make it very clear what you're trying to accomplish.
This one here, I don't even understand what this title means, but I'm looking at it because it's got 3,500 views. So it looks as if you really tapped into the I was going to say the reptilian audience in that sense, but you got 50 comments from it and like a good number of likes. So this feels like one that you could certainly double down on. Like, look at the questions, answer them here. But yeah, it's a fantastic video that's got 3,500 views. It just seems like, for me, an impenetrable topic, but you've really touched on the audience there. And we've got some spiky view counts here, like does a millipede set up and desert millipede setup and research. That didn't do anything for you. Maybe that's because it's an insect. Or are we going to get into a debate about whether a millipede is a reptile or an insect? I don't know if that's even a debate open for discussion, because I know so little about this area. But there just seems to be occasions where you're getting significantly more views. Another one here with 1,000 views. So there's two outlier videos, which I think maybe they're connected, that you could do more on there. What do you think, Dan? Anything from
appears as the first word in the title in both of those.
So like when there's a direct question in the title, that's an interesting point. That is a really interesting point.
This is the thing, like, that I've been saying it with a lot of channels we audit. It's like, ask a question, but I think people shoot for an answer with their titles, but what I'm seeing more and more and more is when a question is the title, it tends to do better in a lot of categories.
Nice. All right then. So I guess especially in like educational areas as well, where people are looking for answers to questions or trying to find out more about reptiles and research. Absolutely. All right then, we're going to try and dip into our audit list now for submissions here, because we're a little late on this. 983. For some reason, I don't know why. Look, I'm going to show you here. This should generate a list of all of the channels, but for some reason this week, the list is only 100 and... God, this is really boring for everybody who's watching this. Oh, hang on, is it working now? No, look, it's not showing all of them. It's showing like 577 of the 987 submissions. I don't know why that's not working. It's really frustrating. So I'm going to have to use this list today. And we've got the magical hand selector thing. That looks a little weird if I'm truthfully honest. But anyway, we're going to pick a number out of here. And the first number we pick out is 960, which means that we type that in here. And everybody can criticize my inability to do copy and paste. And then we will get rid of this horrible game. Great channel, horrible game. And look at this channel, which is... it's not LOL movie, is it? This is League of Legends. I've now learned that from previous mistakes. Gaming channel anyway, Dan. They've been on for 7 months, so a bit sporadic with their content. Like we had a video a day ago, and then a month's break. They've had 600 subscribers. They've got some videos that got 1,000 views, so they were building momentum, but then they kind of lost it. Although Logan Paul roasted by a kid, what does that have to do with League of Legends? The next video with League of Legends, which is 1,000 views. Oh, I'm so confused by this channel. Help me out here, Dan.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's League of Legends Logan Paul roasting channel. Now you say that, obviously. Everything comes into it makes sense. I don't see how you
in my head.
See it. General advice here: the thumbnails, some of these are actually not too bad, but they're also not very descript either. And I don't know. Yeah, I guess Rob kind of put it best. Like, what's going on? We're not really sure. I don't know if canon.exe is something people are looking for when they search for League of Legends content. I do think you were going in the right direction with your banner and your logo, but LOL movie almost sounds like, if I do associate LOL with League of Legends, which I only would do that if it was capital L's. I almost feel like you're trying to make movies using League of Legends, which could be really interesting.
Okay, yeah.
but it just LOL movie doesn't really, it just LOL movie is kind of how I read that when I first saw it. I kind of chuckled at it. So I wasn't expecting League of Legends either. And I already know that LOL can stand for that. So I think there's just some work here that needs to be done. And you kind of need to decide if this is a direction you want to go, because obviously your Logan Paul roasted by a kid video didn't do too bad. Maybe you want to make more videos about YouTubers getting roasted by you or whomever. But yeah, I think this is like a total, I need to pick a direction and kind of stick to it for a while situation.
With all of that being said, for a channel that has several directions, to have 600 subscribers and hundreds of views on all of these videos, there's something going right here if it is organically done. So maybe it's the watch time. And I've just realized, wow, so we've got a 10-hour 100 subscriber milestone, and you got 7 hours worth of canon.exe. There's some really bizarre stuff going on here on your channel. Yeah, I think we might as well move on because I'm getting a little lost on where to advise on that one. So we'll go back to the hat and we'll pick out 944. Very suspicious considering we just had 960. But there you are. And this channel is Thankly. And we'll give this one an audit as best we can, because I think they said they had 2 subscribers, so maybe not that many. Sorry, Finkley, not Thankly. Life-changing mind style. All right, Travis. From what little we have here, what do we have to go on?
Well, they just started about a week ago, putting new videos out every Tuesday. Well, it is Tuesday, and they put one out 21 hours ago, which makes
it's Monday
or Tuesday, but that's okay. Hatters. Sorry, just kidding, haters. Okay, so we see the outline of successful people. Okay, so this looks like so far, just based on the 2 videos they have, does look like they're going to talk about some life-changing mindsets, I think is what they're trying to say. And through stick people. Now, if it's actually people,
so I'm going to just let the video play muted in the background because I want to know if they carry on the animation in the videos, which they do. So there's not a clickbait element there in that sense.
So it's just pictures, but not like moving pictures, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a neat little channel with a pretty cool concept, and animation tends to work well if it was actually animated. Maybe as they get going, they'll get more into actual animation, but that's pretty cool. I like it. The one thing about the new videos every Tuesday is it's not mobile safe, so only people on desktop are going to see that.
Yeah, and what I would say, even though you have 2 videos, 2 subscribers, it feels as if you've got strong branding potential already with these thumbnails. I kind of like how they're looking. Probably needs to emphasize that in the channel banner as well. But with a channel that's just started, we haven't got that much to go on, but do keep it up there. So we'll move on and pick another channel very quickly from the hat of only 900. There we go. It's gone a little lower here now. 732. On the next one, and it is a channel that I think is called Habib Babu. Sorry if I pronounce your channel name there. I really do hate it when I'm sort of not quite sure how I'm pronouncing something. I think I'm right, Habib Babu. It looks like it's a foreign language channel, so challenging one here for Dan to tackle.
Okay. If I had to guess, and yes, I also don't know the language. If I had to guess, this is a channel about farming and or gardening.
Yeah, I get, and that is a good sign, isn't it? It feels agricultural just on the thumbnail. So even though we're not necessarily entirely sure what's going on here, I mean, there are some thumbnails from some creators in a different language where we have no clue what any of the videos are about. So I think that's a good start, that we can clearly see that it is something to do with farming or growing food. Yeah,
I'm also seeing a lot of English in some of the titles, and some of them back to the native language. I think there's a lot of testing going on between the 2 languages, and that would be a situation where I think you might have enough data by now to kind of figure out which ones tend to do better, and you might want to run in one direction for a bit.
Yeah.
Because your audience is going to subscribe for one thing, and then the next time you upload the opposite language, they're going to be like, oh, I guess all these videos are not for me.
Yeah, I mean, just sorting by the most popular. Oh, it's really is a mix, isn't it? It's half and half. And this is something that Travis we tried to talk about before, where we're trying to understand. I think the Indian, Pakistani culture, Bangladesh culture, where they because there are so many languages used in the country that there is this determination of whether they should use. And a lot of people in that area of the world are multilingual, so they'll be able to read English fine, but speak it in Tamil or Hindi or whatever language that is. So yeah, any extra thoughts there, Travis, or are we mirroring?
No, I think you guys nailed it. Some of the thumbnails are pretty nice. Definitely a lot of work to be done, but definitely making sure that if you have English titles in the title, then maybe closed captioning as well in English might be a thing. It just depends on who your audience is.
All right then, so that is another channel that we have audited. What we're going to go now and do is just checking how many people are watching right now, because I just want to say thank you to all of the people who are watching on this blank screen, which takes a while to update. There's 700 people watching. We're going to audit some more channels soon, but first of all, we're going to do our continuing segment here, which now does have its own intro that looks like this. That's right, no expense spared there, and we'll probably never actually look at any of this tech, such as a switch or a keyboard or a microphone. But Dan, you do have some tech that you want to talk about here, and you actually hinted at it at the very beginning of this live stream, and it's all to do with lighting. Do tell us more.
Oh, no, I changed my mind. This is my Nintendo.
Oh, the N64. Wow, there we go.
This is my Nintendo. There are others like it, but this one is mine.
Another controversial opinion. Ocarina of Time was when Zelda went downhill in its gaming sense, because I prefer the 2D arcade ones. Anyway, what are we actually talking
all the
about?
Zelda fans. Hey, listen, I do want to show off my lights because I really do like them. I can turn them on and off like this via my phone because they are the Elgato key lights.
We've talked about Elgato already before in terms of a stream deck that I use to navigate everything. And I think, Travis, do you actually use an Elgato green screen to show the vidIQ thing? Yeah, so I'm not going to say that we're sponsored by or affiliates of, because we're clearly not, but Elgato does seem to be the leading hardware manufacturer for live streaming equipment and gaming equipment as well.
Yeah, they're awesome. Obviously we're not endorsed by them or anything. I will say, because we're not endorsed by them, I can say this: it's been very hard to get their products. There's more things I'm trying to order from them, and it's impossible right now. Not that we can complain. There's a lot going on, but I did manage to get these key lights in finally a few weeks back, and I've been using them for these live streams. Thank you for there's the picture of my setup from the other side. Obviously they're lighting me right now, so I can't turn them around.
That's cool.
But the big thing I wanted to point out is, if you can't afford lighting like this, that's okay, because let me show you what I was using prior to the Elgato lights. This is a camping light that you can find at Walmart or your local hardware store, and I've attached, using a wooden clip, a piece of kitchen, what is this, parchment paper.
Oh, okay. So that's to create the softness in the lighting, isn't it?
Yeah. So I just have a daylight bulb in there. I think this is a 5500 daylight bulb.
Yeah.
And I, depending on how much softness I want, I'd fold these sheets over. I have multiple ones here, and I had two of these. That was my setup prior to this, and you can light your setup without spending tons of money on fancy lights. It's a pain. These cords are not long, so I had extension cords running everywhere. I had them clamped to things. The clamps would get weak. They'd fall over. Yep. I had to get pretty creative with how I'd set them up. But it just goes to show that you don't need the most expensive gear to do what you do. Upgrade it over time as the need arises and as you can afford those things.
So I seem to remember the camping light, and that's probably going to cost about $10, isn't it? Or
somewhere around there.
I would just say be a little careful with parchment or putting things over lights, because you don't want to set your house on fire.
Yes.
So do be careful with that. So that would be like the $10, $15 solution.
Yeah, I would say that I always tried to watch and make sure they didn't get too hot, and they didn't, but you'd be very careful with electricity and paper. But I tried to make sure that when I attached it, there was I pushed the paper out, so it kind of create an air gap. So just keep an eye on it. Don't let them run for hours and hours and hours unmonitored, because you definitely wouldn't want a problem there. But that's what I did. It was cheap. It worked.
And as the next level, I talked about this Aperture M9, this tiny light, which has got a rechargeable battery on it, and it generates that amount of light from such a small thing. So this is really good for traveling. That's about $60. But then, Dan, like what you're talking about here, the ultra lighting might be this Elgato thing where it's actually tied to an app, and so you can control multiple lights from it, and you can get that wonderful silhouettes thing that you've got going on there. And that's how much are each of these? Just generally, they're about $250, something
like that. Yeah,
when they're not being price gouged on Amazon and other places.
Yeah, I managed to buy them from someone, I think just from Amazon, from someone who wasn't trying to price gouge. I wouldn't reward any of that behavior.
Yeah.
But they do. You can change the color temperature. You can change the brightness. I have it set right now, and I don't want to mess with it. But yeah, I have an app on my phone, and you can control on your desktop as well. So they're really nice, and they get the job done for sure.
Sweet. So that is Tech Talk, and we'll return to that next week when I think Travis has an amazing thing that he wants to show you, which is uber cheap, but he just needs to test it first so that we can tell you what it's all about. Let's go back to some channel audits here, and we'll try and do a bit of a quick fire round now. We're going to go to 4, 2, 1 in our list. And it's going to be a channel called Mcdhh Night. If this isn't a Scottish channel about reviewing Batman films, then I'm going to be really disappointed. What have we got here then? Bit of Fortnite.
Life is Strange to the game. It's a gaming channel.
Road of Sacrifice. Is that a game? Or
Apex Legends. Yeah, all video games.
Dark Souls 3. So yeah, it isn't a Scottish Batman channel, as I'm considering myself let down here. Dan, what are we looking at here? I'm feeling probably the first place this channel wants to start is thumbnails, because they're either template ones with a humorous mustache and a thumbs up, or some like clips from a game which just don't have that punch and don't really jump out onto the screen. Yeah,
I think I'm witnessing a lot of things that, a lot of mistakes that I made when I first started, where it's very tempting to use a loading screen as like your thumbnail template and put some text on it, because the loading screens look nice, but a lot of people that's their go-to. So you want more customized thumbnails. That's the first thing. I'd also suggest more customized titles, because survival gameplay is just completely overdone, and you want to be, hitting a little more, being a little more specific with your titles.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, if I'm picking channels while we're talking, it's because I'm just trying to move through these. If it's something really obvious, we're going to suggest like thumbnails and titling. And I think, it's good to just move on to another channel as quickly as we can. So, Mark Animations, 400 here. Oh, I heard an ooh from Travis, so I'm going to let you lead with this one. Some nice.
It's kind of neat. I like animation channels. I think they're cool. The opportunity there is pretty large. But a lot of times it takes a long time to get animations out. However, having said that, some of these are fairly frequent if you consider animation. I don't know if they're stop animations or
they are short. Some of these 7 seconds, 16 seconds.
Oh, some are super short.
Maybe using.
So when I see super short content, I just immediately think TikTok, and I wonder if some of this stuff wouldn't be better suited there. Having said that, to get 200 views on a 7-second video from a 400 subscriber channel is pretty remarkable. I would is that happening? Like, is that a real thing? Are they using it and putting it on Reddit or something where those views are kind of not necessarily great view? I sincerely hope your average view duration is 100%. I really do, because for 7 seconds.
I'm going to leave this muted, but let's see.
Oh, it is animated.
Yes, it's animated. I don't know. We might need the.
Oh. Okay. He had a ball that did things.
But look, 26 comments.
Cool. Nice animation.
Maybe you are in a community and you're sharing this stuff and you're getting the views from there, so that might be what's going on here. So we're thinking maybe be open to other platforms, and I guess continue. It seems like you're developing something here, so continue to make the content as and when you can. But it's always going to be a little bit of a struggle for animation channels.
I wonder if. Sorry.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wonder if something they could try to make a longer video would be to start building a longer video, like a minute long, and keep uploading little clips of it. But over time, you actually build a really long video and you put it all together. That could be kind of a fun project.
Yeah. This is like the 4th channel we've picked in the 900s now.
I know.
So,
I'm telling you.
I don't know. Right, here we got Craig with over 5,000 subscribers. So first of all, as a gaming channel, congratulations for breaking out of what many struggle with, which is to hit their first 100 or 1,000 subscribers. I can see that you seem to be predominantly a Fortnite channel. But what type of Fortnite channel that is? We got some aim assist stuff going on here, shotgun clips, best controller settings, so a little bit of how-to, a little bit of montage and comedy stuff here. So what I would be looking at here as a channel is I would be saying, is there a certain series of content that gets me hundreds of views, like 500 plus, and then other ones maybe like this shark.exe thing, which hasn't got me half the number of views I would usually expect, and trying to trim the fat here as and when I can. I'm because of this thumbnail, Dan, I'm feeling a bit of dank here going on. What do we think? Just scrolling through. I mean, one here with 3,000 views.
How to make colored motion blur thumbnails. Yeah. That's
toilet down there. I'm kind of curious why there's a toilet.
my
interesting random vlog channel with a toilet seat that gets 4,000 views. What do we know about YouTube, eh?
Yeah. Definitely have no idea what's going on YouTube.
So, is there anything we could advise here, Dan, other than what I said about maybe looking
more toilet videos?
Do more Fortnite toilet videos.
I don't know. Sometimes the thumbnails look really kind of nice, and sometimes they take a weird turn. And maybe that's this person's style. They have over 5,000 subscribers, approaching 6. They know what they're doing. They know what their audience likes. And I mean, I'm just kind of surprised. The titles are pretty simple. Thumbnails are not remarkable. Some of them are better than others, like I said. It might just be a matter of making more content. Try to go back to some of these that did really well. Check out the view duration. See maybe what people said about them, and see what you can replicate from that. See if you can continue doing those more impactful videos.
All right then, how many people have got watching right now? Because I'm always interested to see this before we go into our next segment. Now, Travis, we spoke about this before. Are you ready to do what we want to try and do, or is it not going to be possible? Did you bring up a list?
I got a list. This is going to be terrible. But
all right. Well, terrible is good, because when I watched it last week, I was laughing and I found it hilarious. As we got 750 people watching now. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to ignore what you want and do what we want, or what I want for the next 10 minutes, which is YouTube Pictionary, whereby one of us draws YouTube-themed images, and we have to guess what they are, and the winner wins nothing. I haven't really thought about who wins prizes or anything like that, and I'm trying to remember, how am I going to do this? What did I do? I need to stop sharing my screen. That's correct, isn't it? So bear with me, folks, here. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Now, Travis, you need to do something which allows you to show on screen. There you go. And then I remember what I need to do now. I need to bring this over to this screen here. And then I think I need to go to this screen here and turn on this thing, which means that we can all now see Travis's screen. Brilliant. Okay, so Travis is the artist this week.
This is terrible.
And Dan and I've got to try and guess the YouTube images. So I'm guessing for the first time here. You can do Team Dan or Team Rob, whatever, on chat. Maybe we'll pick one of the winners there to audit their channel. So Travis, take it away here.
All right.
Let's go.
This is going to be terrible, but okay, let's see if we can do this.
All right, Hill, submarine,
sub for sub.
Oh, yeah, sub for sub. That was.
All right. Well, that was nice and easy. Great. Dan's one up.
First one. Okay. Next one. This one's
all right. Here we go.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Hearts. Live stream.
Yep, that's it. Live stream.
This is because I drew it exactly the same way last week.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. So
okay.
That's 1-1.
Okay.
Comment. A first-person shooter channel. Fortnite.
Shooting a video. Gaming channel.
I don't even know.
That's a gaming channel, car channel. All right, so it's a gun plus a stick man plus a wheel.
Plus a basketball or something.
PewDiePie.
There you go.
Like you're just doing all of the same things I did, Travis.
I don't know. I don't even remember you doing this. I'm not good at it.
You liar. So I'm 2-1 up now, Dan,
Okay,
right?
this one.
Okay,
Okay, hold on.
here we go.
Markiplier.
Because we did that last week. Very well done. Thumbs up. Like and subscribe. Dislike. Watch time.
Yep, there you go.
And that's it. There we go. That was nice and easy. I win. Do you want to do the last one just for the sake of it?
Hold on.
All right. Okay.
It's better if we go fast. What's on that? Okay, okay. How would I even do this? Okay, I don't want to do that one. Let's do. Okay.
White thumbnail.
Here we go. This one's gonna be very, very difficult.
Audience retention.
Comment. Community tab.
YouTube Premium.
YouTube Red. They still call it? They don't call it that anymore.
YouTube channel.
There's no way this is gonna.
Watch time or retention. View duration.
Quality watch time. Super Mario.
How else do I do this? Okay.
Views.
That's an I.
Yeah.
Okay, plus.
Subscribers.
So screen plus I.
Views.
All right, I can't. So you've drawn this in the
Detailed description.
And then
there's three parts to it, Dan. There's a smiley face with a hat. There's a television, and then there's an eye.
The arrows are confusing.
Hold on. Forget about this.
All right, okay. It's like counterclockwise.
I'll just.
People are watching the channel and coming back, right? What's the word for that?
Subscriber.
No.
Session watch time.
Nope.
Keyword views.
Nope.
What does that mean? Returning subs. Someone ripped their eyes out and threw them at the screen because the video was bad.
This is as
this is the hardest one I've ever done, and you're gonna after I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, you could have done this.
This is as bad as the Avatar.
It's 3
one,
words. Well, it's not 3 words. It's 1 word that sounds like 3 words.
Audience view duration.
You got this part right. You got this part right.
Yeah, view.
No, you got
revenue stream.
You said I. It is I. And then that.
I don't know what that is. What that is? It looks like a lollipop.
Pretty straightforward.
It's not. There's not even any straight lines.
I don't know how else to say it.
If you want to leave a live stream and join in about 10 minutes when we get
vidIQ?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Dan, well done.
No, that was chat.
All right,
that was chat.
All right. That is extremely embarrassing, isn't it?
We work here and the chat figures it out.
We work here and we can't even pull that together. Oh, that's actually made the.
All right, that's all the ones I
stop
have.
sharing. Oh,
Hey, draw Q?
good. I get it now. Obviously, I mean it makes total sense.
Look at all the people that got it. vidIQ.
All right, yeah. So like, we should really pick one of these people who said the right word.
Probably the first person. Can you go all the way up and see the first
God, I don't know where that was.
Geez.
Wow. I'm just gonna find somebody who
I
said
have
it.
Ghost Gaming said it first.
All right, yeah. Go on then. Let's go to Ghost Gaming.
Well, then someone else did before them. Oh my gosh! But they didn't put a space. They did it right.
Ghost Gaming, I don't know how you won that, but congratulations to you. Right, I've got to press some buttons.
I was trying to put IQ like someone smart, but I'm like, I can't figure out.
Ghost Gaming. No, I think that's the best way you could have done it. Right, hang on. Which channel are we trying to find here?
No, this is gonna be hard because someone else has that name and they have 135,000 subscribers. So that's our first piece of advice.
Well, change it to a unique channel name so that we can find it. God, I don't know how to find this person either. I'm really struggling here, and this is terrible live streaming. We've lost 20 people.
Okay, listen.
Go back to random.
There's a lot of people who call themselves Ghost something, Ghost Gaming. That's my advice to you.
Yes.
Right, I need to do something here because I've chopped off your heads. You can't see my stream, that's why. Right. Let's get all of this back into ship shape. Right, that's going to fix that. Dan's now properly on screen. Yeah, nobody gets an audit out of that. That was just like, that was a cluster.
But you did good.
Absolute cluster, but there we go. Right, 817, let's get back to some channel audits. And I'm probably going to purge this list very soon as well. But the channel we're going to audit now is Crag, I think is the name. So we went from a channel called Craig to a channel called Crag. I mean, this seems so fixed. You wouldn't believe it. All right. What are we looking at here? I need help. Updates. No views. Channel trailer. No views. I'm out of ideas. No views. I don't have a clue what your channel is about. There's a bit of CSGO here, Angry Moments, but the thumbnail really doesn't attach itself to CSGO. I've kind of got this strange image of a cartoon person and somebody doing a karate punch to the face.
I think the titles of these videos tell a story.
Which is what?
The latest ones especially, but you were doing a whole bunch of videos. You're doing multiple ones per day, which is going to be exhausting, and that's probably how you ran out of ideas. And your latest video is I need help. I'm guessing it's time to evaluate what you want out of YouTube, evaluate what the things you enjoy, the things you're good at, and redo your whole channel around it, because it would seem that you're just trying a lot of different stuff. I want to make videos on YouTube, but you haven't really, the video part you have down, but you haven't really picked what you're going to make videos about yet.
The most successful ones on the channel were a couple of Minecraft videos here, I think. So that could be a bit of a series that you can do. But yeah, I guess anybody subscribing to the channel that just doesn't have a clue what they're gonna jump into next from one video to the next. All right.
Great news! My cat's alive. He just fainted from earlier. I thought I was dead, but he's not.
Hello, Savage. I'm actually pleased to see you this week.
So excited that my cat's still alive. It's wonderful news. Everyone celebrating the chat. The Savage Cat is back.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to purge this list. I'm going to choose this last channel, and then we're going to purge this list. So if you want to submit again, so we try and avoid... So we do this because we know that not everybody who submits doesn't necessarily stay till the end of a live stream. So anybody who's on a live stream now has a chance to submit, and you've got a better chance of having your channel picked. Oh, hang on. No, I need to purge all of them, don't I?
I have a
delete
question.
All responses. There we go. There we go. Right. You have a question, Dan?
Yeah. What's a savage cat even look like?
Oh, good question.
It's a pretty savage looking. Do you know the grumpy cat? More savage than the grumpy cat. Let me tell you something right now. The grumpy cat was a student of my cat, as a matter of fact.
I would like to see somebody draw the savage cat, and I think the best one should
Oh,
get
the
an
savage
audit.
cat. Put it in a meme.
Absolutely.
And maybe I'll savage your channel. You put it on the Twitter tweets, and we'll see what we do.
The Twitter tweets. Dan, look at this one. Mason Star. Each of the thumbnails makes me think that it's a candy channel just because of the way the text is. I don't know why that is. Having said that, I mean, we would usually criticize these thumbnails, but look at the view counts. Super ultra consistent. 1,000, like as many views as subscribers on every single video, which is really curious to see.
Yeah.
Now, is this a different game? Nothing to see. I don't even know. I know it tells me that you're a Rocket League trader, but I can't see that in the title, so I'm not sure if they're all Rocket League or there's another game jumping in here.
It's weird because they're doing a lot of the opposite things I would normally say to do, and doing pretty well.
Yeah, so we don't really want to tell them to not do these things if they're working for the channel.
Right. If it's working for you, don't change it. I now have to go and rewrite my gaming Bible. Thanks for that. But yeah, what do you say? This is really throwing me.
Let's have a look. So
I didn't know it was Rocket League until you said that. I'll be honest.
I'm looking at the titles, and each of them does have, you can't see this, but at the end, it says on Rocket League /Xbox /PS4 /PC /trading. So they're almost stuffing some tags in at the end of the titles, but they're consistent throughout with that. And as we say, it seems to be working, which is, yeah, I mean, Savage, what do you think about this? Like, why is this channel doing so well? Incredible.
Well, I don't know. What is it? What is this channel? What is it about?
All right. Thanks for your input there, Savage.
There's some drawing on my keyboard. I don't know. Well,
maybe it's like so it's Rocket League card trading. So is that the niche that just hasn't been tapped into?
They might just really have this titling down. I would love to see what a more Rocket League-y thumbnail would do. Less text and more Rocket League. Just a test, just to see if it would do even better.
Is this the genre that you're tackling? And yeah, it looks as if there are opportunities here to make an impact as a smaller channel. So yeah, just well done to the channel, what you're doing. I almost feel as if anything we would usually advise here may steer you away from the success of your channel. So Yeah, just it's very unique, very branded. You know, I think your audience knows exactly what they're getting into every time they click on a video. And although the thumbnails are something that we might not always like, they're very distinctive. And I think that's probably why this channel is doing well for what they're doing. So well done, Mason, and just keep it up. And with that being said, the list was purged. We'll let that build a little bit. We've got 155 submissions there already. But Savage, as always...
Did you know the first alarm clock ever made could only ring at 4 a.m.? It was one alarm. That was it.
All right. Well...
Did you... Now, I knew this to be true, but I just never seen it written anywhere. Did you know that birds don't urinate? I didn't know this. I mean, I kind of knew it. I've never seen one. It's crazy.
How does that system work then? Because I know Jasper certainly is the opposite. He does it as often as he can, wherever he can.
He's not a dog. I mean, he's not a bird.
That's
He's
true.
a bird. He might not do that.
Savage, you've got 85 students here this week. Do you want to pick one of your students and we'll
sure.
Give
Okay,
Savage
student. Let's go with number 43 is the first number that came to my mind.
43 is the first channel for Savage here. This person is so savage, it actually hurts. And hang on. Well, look at this. How fixed is this? Because I think we're about to savage the channel that we just... That's unbelievable.
Whoa, that can't be right. Did
All
you
right.
copy and paste the thing?
I think so. Well, yeah, because look, if you go to the list, it is Mason Stir. It is.
Did you accidentally pick this one off the wrong list?
No, 43. I know.
I don't understand how this is possible. Ladies and gentlemen,
now.
we're in the Twilight Zone.
No, because I deleted the list, didn't I? So I don't know what it was. All right, Savage, go ahead.
You're a Savage student? My God, Mason. Well, everything that Rob and Dan said is incorrect.
That's true. That's actually true.
To be honest, we all know you're paying all these people to watch your views, so stop paying them. Let's see how many views you get after that. I don't know what else to tell you.
Harsh. Go on then, pick another student. That was
okay. 55. It better not be this Mason dude again.
55. I'm so savage, but no one cares. This is Atlas Duel Academy. All right. So they've got an academy of something. Hang on. My copy
here we go.
My copy and paste is clearly not working.
Now, see, and this is, I knew this, right? Because, it's Rob, and he's only been doing this for like 2 years, so it's still new to him.
2.5 now, actually. There we go. There we go. Ooh. What do you reckon of a channel banner?
I've been there once. Actually, that's my summer home. That's a picture from my summer home. What's going on here? There are cards underneath here? Is that what those are?
So Yu-Gi-Oh, if I pronounce that correctly.
Are these the cards I see the kids go to like 7-Eleven buy, and then they sit outside and play a game with each other because they don't have any other friends? Is this that game?
Could be. I'm not privy to
I wish I knew someone who was nerdy enough to know the answer to this. As a matter of fact, I do. Dan, what is this?
I think it might be Magic. Oh, it says Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I can't even read, so I don't know where you're asking.
You know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, don't you?
I don't really.
I feel like it's undercooked bread.
Very good. I will say, a channel with 31 subscribers, you started a month ago, and every video is getting well over your subscriber count. Brilliant. Continue to be that focused. I think the thumbnails need a little bit of updating, like maybe show one main card from each of these thumbnails. But yeah, I think as a savage student, you are being more savage than most. So well done to you. I think we need to go back to the tweets now and see if we can pick one from here. And there we go. There we go. We got exactly what was requested. So
that's his Facebook picture is what that is. I don't know how I got my Savage Cat Facebook picture. That's
Cobra good. Asphalt here. This channel, look at brand new channel here 2 days ago. Welcome to YouTube. 13 subscribers. Look at that. Every single video has got more views than subscribers. That's a great start, Dan, for the channel.
Yeah.
I like sub for some good luck.
I'm waiting to
sub
see
for good looks, not sub for some good luck.
I was waiting to see if we were going to savage it or not. Well, I think when I see a channel banner that encourages people to subscribe, I always ask why. Like, you want to provide value in the channel. Like, why am I subscribing to you? Just simply telling me to isn't enough. Like, give me a value proposition. That would be my first bit of advice.
Your banner, you're 1,000 subscribers right off the bat. Put a Savage Cat up there. You'd be good.
Yeah, that's all you really had to do.
Super short videos here. I've just realized, like the longest one is 1 minute 12 seconds.
Yeah.
So there's something interesting going on there, especially with the view counts. Interesting. What are we looking at here? Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, welcome to YouTube. I think you should put some more content out there. But that would be one bit of advice.
If this is all organic traffic, because we've looked at channels that have been on YouTube for years and looking at maybe a driving game, and they can't even get 10 views, and yet you're doing that already. So whether it's the content, something exciting in there, come back to us in maybe 2 or 3 months when you've grown this channel a little bit, and we'd love to give you some more advice.
Hey Rob, growing up, did you ever have those little slot car things where you pull the trigger and the thing goes fast around the thing? You plug it in the wall. You know what I'm talking about? Those slot cars?
I think so.
Yeah. This channel has nothing to do with that. I just thought I'd put that out.
Okay, thanks for noting that there. Okay. Right, then we'll pick another one here from the tweets. We've seen one of these before. That's a good
name
one.
Correctly. I like it. That's a good one.
It's Cobra Asphalt again. Look, Cobra Asphalt is delivering with all of the tweets there.
I gotta have more ASMR. I like it. Oh, that's pretty good. I have that jacket as a matter of fact.
Uncle Fidget then. That's a great channel name as well. So let's take a look at this channel, Uncle Fidget. We are going to look at.
I like the banner.
Nice banner. Again, you're just starting YouTube. Wow, look at all of that stuff you cranked out in a month. This is a channel that's operating as if it was thousands of subscribers, just judging from the thumbnails alone and the channel focus. All of this is fantastic stuff. Brilliant to see. I guess the one thing is that the channel's not quite growing yet. So do we need to think of how we can maybe advise them for a little more how-to type of things? We've got some episode numbers on there. Maybe experiment with removing them. But yeah, I feel as if this channel deserves a lot more, but it hasn't quite got there yet. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it is going to be a matter of testing out some different things. I see some how-tos, like how to start a Nuzlocke. I think that's a challenge. I would have said how to start the Nuzlocke challenge, for example, if that was the case.
Right,
I think the titles are just almost there. Just a little more research, a little more intent behind them, and you may see a huge jump.
Here's another one as well, Dan. Look, a question being asked. And that one's I think one of the best performing videos, if not the best performing video.
It looks like
also,
it, yeah.
Value proposition. I love this. Pokemon probably played improperly. That's something memorable, and I like that. So I think this channel's set up really well. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe look at the audience retention, see if that's where maybe you're falling down right now. Because I feel as if this channel should deserve a lot more than it's currently
I thought
getting.
This was a fidget spinner channel at first. I wasn't sure.
I knew you would. All right, so that's the wrong tweet list. So let's keep going down. Trying to hide the pain. Okay, anything else that we got here? Sub, I'll draw 25, vidIQ. That one's been a little overused, that one, I think, right now. Oh, no, we didn't get many submissions. Oh, hello. That is true. That is actually what happened. Very good. Do we pick this one? Savage, are you impressed enough?
Last one. That's the last one on the thing.
All right, last one from the tweets, and then we'll go back to a bit of random and a bit of Savage if we can. So Funny Studios, new videos every Thursday. They have over 2,000 subscribers. And what is this one about then? The Disney Family Sim-Along on Volume 2, Part 84. Wow. Short videos here as well, and some longer ones, and some view counts which are quite healthy. Blimey, what is this? They've been doing this Disney Family Sing Along for a very long time, and then what's happened now? Have they changed? Have they transitioned away from that to doing some different things? Or am I missing?
Interesting.
So the Disney Family Sing Along that you've done almost 100 parts of, like, look at the view counts you get from that. Then you move to something else like Bag Joke Challenge, and the view counts just fall off a cliff. So it may be that this family sing-along thing has run its course on your channel, and you want to do something else. Maybe you need to tie it into some other Disney-themed thing to keep the audience engaged there. But the other really curious thing here is that every single video is 31 seconds long, which is really bizarre as well.
I have to imagine that they're getting a lot of copyright strikes on all these because they're Disney content. I'm only guessing without watching. I'm just going off the thumbnails. But 31 seconds, maybe that's a magic number. Maybe you don't get a copyright strike if it's only 31 seconds long or something.
That is really bizarre. I'm confused by this channel now completely because I thought it was the maybe the creators of a channel doing a sing-along, but maybe they are just... is it almost as if Like we got ones here.
Is that Seth
I don't
Rogen?
know. Sorry.
In one of the thumbnails, several of the thumbnails, I think I saw Seth Rogen.
Oh, it is Seth Rogen. Yeah, I see. At first, I thought that was the creator, the presenter, but it is. No, not Seth Rogen. Who's the guy who does it? It's Ryan Seacrest. Is it?
No, that's Seth Rogen. Ryan Seacrest might be in another one, but right.
Oh, sorry. He's in both of them. So yeah, Seth Rogen's there, and Ryan Seacrest is in.
You're both confused.
we're getting tied up in knots here. This is a strange channel, and we're a bit worried about like a lot of the content that you've been putting on here. And we don't want to click on it in case there is some copyright stuff on there. So we will move. And it's almost as if you're, I'm sorry, getting really distracted, but it looks as if you're taking a picture from your phone of a television screen at a slight angle, because they're all at a little bit of an angle and they all have that sort of grainy look to them. Anyway, we spent 4 minutes talking about that, so we need to move on to something else. Savage, pick another student, please.
21.
21 for you. This person is so savage, they will eat glass with poison in it as a bedtime drink.
Oh, my goodness.
It's some savagery right there. I'm not
sad.
going to lie. All right. What do we got here? Excalibur K. Yeah. Bit of shooting, bit of Minecraft, bit of driving.
Yeah, I mean, one night, let me tell you a story. It's story time.
Okay.
One night, I woke up at 3 a.m. I had a terrible headache and my stomach was bubbly.
This was before the 4 a.m. alarm clock that only goes off
It was
at 4 a.m.
definitely before that. It was 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I had a terrible dream. I remember I was surrounded in a room by terrible thumbnails. Terrible thumbnails.
Yep.
And I couldn't remember what any of them looked like, but thank goodness this channel came up, because this is literally everything I saw in that dream that one night. Gave me bubble gut and made me not feel good about myself. So yeah, all these thumbnails, they were all on the wall, made me throw up. It was terrible. It was a terrible night. Thank you, Excalibur K, because I couldn't remember it. Now I'll be scarred for life.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to go into the magic hat for the final time here to pick out channel 3, 4, 5, which doesn't work because I forgot to reset the numbers. So we'll just pick 225 there as the last channel. I've made a complete mess of that one. But there you are. That's what happens at the end of these live streams when Savage just comes on and causes chaos. Mr. X, first of all, let's fix your channel layout. Go to customize your channel, add the toggles there. And what we're seeing a bit of Fortnite going on here, but also some meme compilations down. But I mean, you include Fortnite in the thumbnails, but I can't even tell that these are Fortnite. Some of them are earlier on. Yeah, what do you think there? 2-week-old channel, so welcome to YouTube, of course.
Yeah, what you'll find as you start exploring Fortnite is you're going to want to do better titles and better thumbnails. Just think about the kind of Fortnite videos you've seen around YouTube. Think about why you found them in the first place, and create titles and thumbnails with a little more intent, because at first glance, it just nothing's really happening here. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot going on. And I don't know why I'd subscribe. I don't even know if you'll keep doing Fortnite. So
yeah. All right, I'm going to, because we did start a little late here, I'm going to give one more channel a chance here from the Magic Hats, which is channel 143. And there we go. And it is Xtrail Sextra. Is that the name of the channel?
What?
Yeah. Do you want to try and read that one out, Savage? Oh, X-Trails Extra. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean...
Sorry, it was just the way it was there.
Not that difficult. I mean, my goodness.
All right, it's that space. It's grammar again, Dan. The grammar, that just really threw me off there. Right, okay. So looking at that channel image, it looks as if it might be going to locations. I thought, you see, when I saw X-Trails Extra, I thought it might be like a BMX type channel, but obviously I'm completely wrong there.
Oh, is it Trials? Or Trails?
X-Trails. Yeah, I mean X-Trails. Sorry.
In this thing. What is a fish over there? What is
getting
this?
this completely wrong. But even if it was Trials or Trails, it's the X that throws me. It makes me feel as if like extreme trials or trails of some kind. Anyway, what can we give valuably to this channel? So you got 22 subscribers. But most of your videos are getting more views and subscribers, which is good to do. I guess you've probably got a bit of a challenge here in this COVID and quarantine. You're not able to visit many places because there's a big gap between, like, you did some stuff a month ago, but you've not been able to do stuff recently. Red text on thumbnails we're always going to discourage unless it's used effectively. And here it just means that I can't read the text here at all. Anything else that we can see from the channel that we want to
some letterboxing on the thumbnails.
Some letterboxing previously, but I think they may have sorted that out down in the most recent thumbnails.
I would experiment a little bit with like the idea of like tours. You're instead of just the name of these places with some exclamation marks or whatever. Like, oh, you did here. So Bosworth Battlefield History Tour. That one did better than some of the more recent videos. Yeah, it's hard to say, especially now.
Maybe add a bit more intrigue and excitement, and it might be like having an arrow point to something in the thumbnail, and then a question that comes up. Because, like Dan, we've already established that sometimes creating intrigue and giving a reason to find an answer to a question that you posed in a title or the thumbnail might be a good idea. For example, this one here, the Bradgate Derelict Stately Stables. You've got like here home question mark, but that doesn't have any context. It might be like, did people live here? That might be how you extrapolate that thumbnail a little bit more, I would think. And I think the thumbnails need to be a little more detailed, because they do feel to be that they are custom thumbnails, but maybe you're taking a picture and they're not maybe doing any editing on it. And of course, of these Battlefield ones, or this one where it's blurred out background with some text, that's not working for me at all. Like some feature points on the thumbnails, like this one here with a truck. I mean, that was clearly something for me to look at in the thumbnail, which is going to help give me more intrigue to click on that one. And so that is.
I got a great. It's kind of a magic trick, and it's also kind of a lesson. I'm going to teach a savage lesson right now. So here's everyone. All right. Everyone is in chat who left. See, a lot of people left, which is good because I want to get rid of them. Here's what's going to happen. I'm taking over. Everyone who puts the number 1 in the chat is going to get an audit right now. Go and put it in there right now.
Wow.
And now watch what happens, Rob. Check this out. Now, because there's a delay, everyone's going to put a 1 in the chat, and I'm going to tell them, you just got savaged. We ain't doing nothing. We're leaving. There's all the extra comments that we get. Look at all the comments and the engagement we just got. You see how quick I did that? That was literally one thing. It was so easy. Look at all this. Because they're all delayed. It's amazing. That's a savagery right there. You just learned how to be a savage.
You know how we talk about metric manipulation and how that should not be done. You've just done that on our channel, Savage. Somebody even put 3. Like they were trying to 75. Someone was trying to savage you. I would love to actually audit one of these channels. But it's just so difficult to get the channel names. Yeah, there we are. I'm sure we'll lose another 100 people because
you all learned a lesson, a very important savage lesson today. My savage students already knew. They didn't put a 1 in there. They knew.
There we go. You're absolutely right. We're going to end it on that savagery, which is brilliant for all of you. At least one guy saying that we are amazing. I think we're going to do some shout outs. And Savage, since you are on the chat, I'm going to let you do the shout outs first. Who we're saying goodbye to?
We got Flippity Floppity in here. We got Plip Plop. Yeah. We got the Savage Baconator. I saw that. I saw the Maple Bacon Pancake House. That's good. That's a good one. I see the Flippity Floppity. You're my property. That's a great name. That's a fantastic name. And one more. We got the human centipede. My God, that's a great name right there. Let me tell you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you as ever, Savage. Dan, let's do some shout outs from you.
How can I top that? Right?
The human centipede, eh?
I don't even know if he was saying words there. Okay. The stress reliever. We'll see you later. Chopstick for the win. We'll see you next time. TD Plays Games. Bye-bye to you. Epic Productions Inc. vidIQ, who are you? That's what they ask us. You were joining us just a little too late, but goodbye.
That's true.
DX Alf.
We'll tell you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you later. And, of course, we'll have to say goodbye to, how about Bad Laurie, one of our moderators?
Thank you, Bad Laurie, and, of course, all of our moderators. I will say goodbye to Mr. Skipman, Noob of Battle Cats, Doofus Dragon, Jet Spencer, also there. And I'm going to say goodbye to Top 10 Universe, Gabby Tales Studio, Football Skills 99. And finally, we would never do this live stream without this message is held for review. Travis, are you back in the house? Can you say goodbye to anyone?
It's so funny that everything you guys said sounds exactly like Savage's channels. I don't know that there's any difference.
It certainly is. And just to let you know, when Savage was on, we went from like a 20 comments average per minute to like 200 as well. And that's with
That makes
slow
sense.
chat on. So yeah, Savage, once again, savaging everybody. And I will end with this as always. Time is, I believe, the most important currency on YouTube. And you just spent 2+ hours with us, the 600 plus of you. We thank you very much for taking that time. And we hope you actually learned something in these live streams. We obviously have a lot of fun, especially in the second hour, but we hope that you got value out of it. We get value from you with all of the memes that you do, so do check out Memes of the Week at the beginning of the next live stream. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this live stream if you enjoyed it, share it with fellow video creators if you think they will find it useful. And Dan, you're on screen, so can you turn off your lights and do a silhouetted wave goodbye, and I will try and find the button that I need to click that makes sure that we say goodbye to everybody. Yeah, how creepy is that? Live stream outro coming up. See you next week. Bye for now.